Hey there, I'm Eliza with Ancestral Evolution, and today we're coming to you with another episode in our Wild Edible series, and we're going to be talking about a chicken mushroom, or also known as chicken of the woods. Now this mushroom is an awesome mushroom and it is delicious, not to be confused with hen of the woods. That's a different mushroom. These mushrooms are really distinctive and I think are a really great place to begin if you are thinking about wanting to forage for wild mushrooms. So these mushrooms mostly like to grow on wood, and all the times I've found them, they've been at the base of an oak tree. This one is at a base of an oak tree. And if you see them fruit one year, it is very likely that it will fruit again in that same location. So if you do see a chicken mushroom somewhere, you're going to want to remember where you saw it and kind of keep an eye on that location, because chances are it's going to fruit again at some point, and hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of it. So these mushrooms grow they're sort of like a shelf mushroom. They're in the polypore family, and there are several different varieties, actually I think 12 different varieties of the chicken mushrooms. They are all edible, but they should all be cooked. I think there are some varieties that can upset people's stomach if you eat them raw. So just think of it sort of similar to chicken. You would want to cook it thoroughly before you eat it. And the distinctive thing about this mushroom is that if you look on the underside, it does not have gills at all. In fact, it has little pores, which I don't know how well you can see that, but there are no gills on the underside. And that's kind of one of the distinctive features of this mushroom as opposed to some others. So you want to make sure that whatever mushroom you think is a chicken mushroom does not have any gills. It has pores. Sometimes the underside is a little bit more yellow, and sometimes the top is a little bit brighter orange. But like I said, these guys are very distinctive. In fact, our 3-year-old was the one who spotted this one. So they're not subtle mushrooms at all, which is nice for the beginning mushroom hunter. But like I said, these mushrooms are delicious and they taste almost like chicken. I am someone who really doesn't like mushrooms all that much, but I like this because it does not taste like your typical mushroom. It's not slimy. It has that really firm texture of like cooked chicken when you cook it. My favorite way to cook this mushroom is to just chop it up and saute it with lots of butter and garlic and maybe some onions and maybe some white wine or something like that, and just let it cook for about 10-15 minutes, and yum. But you can really cook this most ways that you would cook chicken. You can fry it, you can do all sorts of stuff with it. As far as storing this mushroom, you can dehydrate it, although it gets kind of hard if you dehydrate it, and you can put it in soups and things, but it doesn't dehydrate as well as maybe some other mushrooms. It does keep for a decent amount in the fridge, and what you would want to do is just take your mushroom and maybe put some paper towel around it or something and put it in like a brown paper bag or something like that to sort of absorb some of the moisture but not get too wet. And it'll keep a decent amount of time in the fridge. But you can also kind of lightly saute it and then put it in the freezer. And this mushroom does freeze better than many other mushrooms. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I encourage you to go out and see if you can find some. Obviously this is spring now. Usually you'll see them more in the fall, but yeah, sometimes spring is when they come. So yeah, get out there, see if you can find some. If you ever have a question about mushroom identification, I do encourage you to seek the guidance of some experienced mushroom hunters and some other people in the area if you have any questions about what you're looking at and if something is identified correctly. But like I said, I am not an experienced mushroom hunter, but I feel comfortable identifying and eating this mushroom without a problem. So yeah, check it out. Go see if you can find a chicken mushroom, and they're delicious. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Also check out our classes on Skillshare if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.